Welcome back to another video, everyone. Welcome back to Maths is for You. I want to thank everyone that has been showing me so much support, and thank you for those that made suggestions. And today we'll be looking at simultaneous equations again, but this time we won't be using two linear equations. We'll be using both a linear and nonlinear. In other words, we'll be using both a linear equation and a quadratic equation to solve for both x and y. So let's get right into it. Okay, so before we can even start the question, it's important to find out which of these is the linear equation and which one is quadratic. So if you recall, quadratic equations usually have a power of 2. So we have our first equation, equation 1, and equation 2. Now if you realize, equation 2 contains the squared power or the second power. So this indicates that this is our quadratic equation. So you can just make a note of that so that whenever you see these things, you know exactly what is occurring. So linear equations usually does not facilitate a power greater than 1. Alright, so that's just the basic idea behind it. And now we're going to get right into our question. So whenever you are given questions like these to solve, I want you to zoom in on the easiest one you think you can rearrange. So just looking at it though, visibly you can see that, hey, the equation with no powers attached could possibly be the easiest one we can rearrange to find out what a variable is equal to. So that is what we're going to start with. So the aim, we're going to rearrange equation 1. So this is equation 1, equation 2. So we're going to rearrange equation 1 so that we have one of these variables being equal to something else. Alright, so I have 2x plus y equals 10. So my aim is to get one of the variables staying on one side. So I have 2x plus y is equal to 10. Now the easiest thing I realize is that the y has a coefficient of 1, so that could be the easiest that I can keep to itself. And now I still have the 2x attached to it, so I have to get rid of it. So I have to subtract 2x here because this is automatically positive. So this leaves me with 0, and if I do it over here, I will also have to do it over here. Okay, so in the end, this is 10 minus 2x, and we still have our positive y right here. So we write back our new equation. Alright, so this is our equation 3. Okay, so as soon as we have equation 3, all that is left for us to do is just to substitute equation 3 into our equation 2. So these are just systems of equations that we have to work step by step in order to get an accurate value in the end. So we need to solve for both x and y, but we do that, step by step. It's important that you also know how to factorize quadratic equations. Sometimes that is needed here. So all of those concepts, you need to fuse them right here. So we're just going to substitute this into our equation 2. So let me create a little section down here. So our original equation 2 was x squared plus y squared, and our y squared is now, alright, let me put y squared equals 20. Y squared is now 10 minus 2x squared. based on our equation 3 right here, and this is still equal 20 because nothing changed. Alright, so we have x squared, and now we need to expand this part. And remember, anything squared is just whatever it is being multiplied by itself. Okay, so we have x squared plus 10 by 10, that's 100. 10 minus 2x minus 20x, negative 2x multiplied by 10, negative 20x, and negative 2 multiplied by negative 2x, that's positive 4x, and equal 20. So here we simplify like terms, and this moves us one step closer. So we have x squared minus 40x plus 4x plus 100 equals 20. Now we need to try and keep these by itself over here, so we have to, you know, put the constants together. So we have x squared minus 40x plus 4x. We have to get rid of this, so it's plus 100 minus 100. And if you do it on one side, you're gonna have to do it on the next. And so we have x squared minus 40x plus 4. Wait, it's 4. So I made a mistake. So the negative 2x multiplied by negative is positive 4x squared equals negative 80. So this is 4x squared. Alright, so when doing these things, we have to be mindful to ensure that we don't make any mistakes. So that's why, you know, sometimes you have to recap. So I also have a video on the distributive law that you can view. I will attach it so that you can view it afterwards if you still have difficulty expanding the brackets. So this moves us one step closer, and just like before, if we have like terms, we have to group them. So our x squared and 4x squared is the same, so x squared plus 4x squared minus 40x equals negative 80. But ultimately reintroduce this back to the next side in order to simplify. So we have 5x squared minus 40x equals negative 80. We bring this back, so plus 80 and plus 80 over here. So I know it's a lot of work, you know, but we'll eventually get somewhere. So we now have 5x squared minus 40x plus 80 equals 0. So now this is our regular quadratic expression or equation, sorry, because it's equal to 0. And anytime we have something like this, we're really being asked to solve for x because it's the only variable introduced. So remember, originally we started with both x and y's. In order to start reaching somewhere, find out the easiest one to let a value be a variable, be a subject of the equation, and label that equation 3. Once you have that, substitute that back into your equation 2, which is usually your quadratic, and then try to simplify as best you can. Find the like terms. I know it's a lot of working, but it takes patience and practice. So we're not yet finished. We still have something else to do. So once you're at this stage, usually we prefer when the x squared has a coefficient of 1. So if that's the case, just try and simplify all the terms there, so we can simplify all of them by 5. So you have to test to see if that's possible though. So we're simplifying by 5. So 5 into 5x squared is x squared. 5 into negative 40 is negative 8, because 5 8 is 40, and 5 into positive 80 is plus 16. Okay, still equal to 0. All right, so we're one step closer now, so it's time to factorize, really. So we need to find two numbers that when we multiply them we get positive 16, and when we add them we get negative 8. So two possible numbers that I have is negative 4x and negative 4x. So you can also test it to see if this is true. Alright, so in the end, really and truly, you're supposed to get only one x value, because only one x value is needed to make both equations true. Alright, so once we have it like this, we can, group them a bit and then work from there. So x is common, we extract that. I also have a video on factorization of quadratic expressions. You can go over there and take a look. Alright, we need to extract this, and 4 is present for both of them, yes, but we really need it to look like this too. So the only way we can do that is by extracting negative 4. So x is there and negative 4 remains. So if you realize these two, so we group these, x minus 4, and these are common, so we only need to write it once. So you realize these are common between all of them, and as I said, you really just need one x value in the end. So once you have it like this, the aim, find out exactly what x is. Once you do that, get rid of this extra, so you add 4, add 4. So we have x is equal to positive 4. Alright, so we have successfully found one variable, but remember they gave us two variables in the start. So all you have to do, if you want to use equation 1 now, that is okay, in order to find out what your y value is. Okay, so we're going to use equation 1. So equation 1 says 2x plus y is equal to 10. Now we found that x is equal to positive 4, so we need to use that. So it's 2 by 4 plus y is equal to 10. 2 4s. So remember, these are joined by multiplication. That's why the little bracket is there. So this is 8 plus y is equal to 10. Now by just looking at this, you can really just guess a value for y if you have mastered addition by this stage. So if you're not so confident, then you can still go ahead and eliminate the extras from one side in order to leave a variable by itself, and anything you do on one side you have to do it on the next, and so we are left with positive y is equal to positive 2. And so we have successfully figured out what our value for x is and what our value for y is. So x is 4 and y is 2, and this satisfies both our quadratic and linear equation that was given to us in the start. So as I said, it is a lot of work. It takes patience and it takes practice. As long as you know the procedures, you know how to use the distributive law, you know how to group like terms, you know how to change the subject of the formula, you know how to simplify each side, group like terms, all of that. So all of those little concepts that you learned before, you have to apply them here in order to get your accurate answer in the end. But I want to thank you for watching. I hope this video assisted you in some way. If it did, please let me know in the comments, and if you have another suggestion of what you would like to see, please let me know. Thank you for making it Maths is for You.